Hey team, we are prepped and ready for a massive pour on Monday. Here's a few of the final details that we had to do to get it ready. We were here previously and we did the gravel, compaction, and vapor barrier. Then it was up to the plumbers to do the styrofoam and the PEX install. The PEX is a green pipe running in the floor and it's laid out in about 300-foot long zones, and there's probably 6 to 8 zones that run to a manifold. Eventually it will be hooked up to a boiler system and it will pump hot glycol through the lines and it will heat the floor, in turn heating the entire building. It's very efficient and very cozy. So here's us tying rebar. We ran out of rebar wire for our guns very last minute, so we had to go old school. This is how we used to do it with the twist ties and the twister. It takes forever and it's not as fun as the guns. There's our grade beam detail. We got some bent bars in there. There's no drawing for that. We just made it strong and kind of how we normally see it. Here's our rebar chairs. Now you're going to see why we use bricks in a minute here, but we always save a little bit of concrete. We float it out to 2 inches and we smash them up and use them as needed. Some guys call them dobbies. So now we're going to spray some oil on our drain. That'll make the forms easy to strip. And now we're going to poly the entire job. Most of this stuff will wash off with the pressure washer, but anything that's pre-covered, it's easier to get to. There's malfunctions that happen with the pump. Sometimes it can shoot out randomly, and the poly is just there to protect and to make us look, a little bit more careful when we're doing the job. It's just one less thing to worry about. So now we're setting our height pins, we're setting our perimeter grade and pulling down to the drain because it's an angled slope. We'll use a laser for everything else. And here's a good trick. Use saran wrap to wrap a post. If you have a decorative post or a pole, we just get this commercial grade saran wrap used for packing at Home Depot, and then just wrap the posts up and down. It's much quicker than doing poly and tape. And it's fun. Just remember, spin oppositely. If you spin the same direction, you're going to get super dizzy. So you got to rotate your directions on every post. Now we're doing a layout for the stamp. So we're pulling our string lines because we are stamping lengthwise on this patio. So it's very hard to keep the pattern straight. So we're laying out for a corner stamp on this one because the pattern will change. And now we're going to try and match the soffit here you're going to see in a second. And that's the pattern of the stamp. It's going to run lengthwise. We're going to do a 45 board as we switch the pattern. We're going to stamp over that 45 and carry on. The plumber left us some parts and he was planning to come back Monday to put them in, but we had our laser set up, so we just threw them in for him anyway. And here's what those chairs look like. They span the nubs on the foam, so it's easier to keep it up versus our plastic chairs. We got a big one coming. We're pouring the floor and the stamped.